I just want to start with congrats on the movie, sincerely. But Joe, I have a question for you. If someone has actually never seen a Yorgos film, what's the one you suggest they start with and why?
Assuming you've seen every film that I've made.
Everything.
Well, I'm going to say the one that I saw first, which is, what do you think it is?
Dogtooth?
Which is Dogtooth. Yeah. Yeah, I would say Dogtooth. For no real rhyme or reason, because I think there's no harm, like, jumping in anywhere. But I suppose, well, I think it's a brilliant film, but it...
We also just remastered it, and there's a new...
He's told me to say this. This is all a plug.
This is
basically.
all rigged.
That's why I asked him. I don't know. It I suppose,
New
captures...
digital copies,
Come
great sound,
Come on. Go on Amazon now.
all supervised by the author. Sorry, God.
It Dogtooth, I guess it's full of lots of some of the themes or tropes that you might find across his other work. I don't know, themes of control or a reality, but a slightly skewed reality that's both recognizable, but also some things off kilter. But I don't know. I wouldn't say it has to be Dogtooth. I think each one. I don't know. I'm just rambling now. Dogtooth.
No, it has to be.
The new version of Dogtooth.
Yes.
Actually, I didn't know. Did you remaster? So there's like a 4K version coming?
Yes, he did.
Yes, that's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, I had no idea. That's awesome.
It's coming out now.
Today.
I did. I really didn't know. By the way, there's a cat here that's apparently a very large fan of both of you.
I thought that was
I had
a
no
feather.
idea.
Like
We can see the tail.
Yeah, I know. Yes, and you'll
And
see
the
more
ears.
soon. Right. Didn't mean for this to happen. Didn't know that he was
You're
sleeping in the closet.
wasting more 4 minutes of your 72.
Exactly. Listen, this is the best stuff, though. When
Wait, didn't we talk about this film before?
We did. We talked in Cannes a little while ago.
Great.
But I didn't get to talk to
Because
Joe.
I'm so
and
confused now. I don't remember if I spoke to you last about Poor Things or this one. But we did talk about this one.
Yeah, it was a brief interview in that hotel at Cannes.
So you have more questions.
And was the cat in Cannes?
Also, like I said, the cat is a big fan. So what can I say? But one of the things that I really love about
Is that
your
Steve
work,
Vai
Joe,
on your T-shirt?
is it what?
Steve
No,
Vai?
it is.
No.
You ever see the movie The Room?
Oh, yeah. Of course. Yeah.
One of the things that I love about your work is that you can take any scene that you've seen 1,000 times in any other movie, and it feels completely unique and straight out of your brain, like the way you deal with certain situations. Can you sort of talk about the way you like to figure out the way you want to film a scene when you're on set or before you get on set? And Joe, can you talk a little bit about working with someone who is an auteur like this, who can really bring to life scenes in a new way?
Well, I like working with Yorgos for many reasons, but in terms of bringing scenes to life in a new way, he breaks a mold, I feel, of many other films that we're used to seeing or filmmakers. His work is very, all the words that have been used before, singular and unique and thought-provoking and challenging. And so the idea of being a part of that universe or that landscape that he's creating is very appealing because it's probably not going to be what you expect. And I like that. So there you go, Yorgos.
Yeah. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, well, on my part, I mean, I don't know if I ever think about it that way. Like I have to, make the scenes this way. I guess there is a conscious, tendency of trying to do certain things different or, as you say, things you've seen a million times before. Is there anything that you can do to make it feel, your own? But I think there's a lot that goes into it, and a lot of it is unconscious. Like there's so many choices that you have to make and decisions that lead to creating each scene. That it's hard to pinpoint what it is and how you arrive there. After all these decisions that you're making, some of them, you might not even, realize and why. And sometimes it has to be so fast that it's up to chance, you might think, but maybe not. So yeah, it's really hard to explain how that works, if it works at all.
Well, you do a great job. Yorgos, what do you think would surprise fans of Joe to learn about the way he likes to work on set? And Joe, what do you think would surprise Yorgos fans to learn about the way he works on set?
Well, you'd like to know that Joe brings a history book on every set, no matter if the film is historical or contemporary.
Doesn't even matter what kind.
Yeah, he finds something that has some history to it. He brings it on set and he studies it all day long.
It's true. And at the beginning of every rehearsal process, Yorgos actually dances briefly for the cast, only for about 30 seconds. He picks a song and he dances.
Is that true?
Yeah, all of it.
Well, I did read about your rehearsal process. Yeah, I have no idea if you guys are messing with me or not. I did read about the rehearsal process, and a lot of people talk about it like it's going to theater school, like it's just different than what you're expecting. Yorgos, can you sort of explain to people what you are looking for with the cast when you bring them in the rehearsal process? And Joe, can you talk about what's unique about it or not unique?
I guess, every person that does it, then it becomes unique. But, we just play, games that are based on theater games. But I guess I just improvise what those games end up being each time. So it's just playing and trying to not get into a serious way of recreating scenes and going into analyzing characters and motivation and how certain things need to be done or said when we're on set. It's more about just being playful, creating an atmosphere between the actors that they feel that they can trust each other, they feel comfortable with each other, have fun, laugh, be able to make a fool of yourself in front of the others and know that it's going to be okay and they're going to take care of you. That's why I do the little dance in the beginning, to show that nobody has anything to be embarrassed about. So yeah, it's just, creating an atmosphere. And then it's also more practically learning the text, the actors learning the text and getting into the text with a kind of indirect way, instead of, again, making it too cerebral and analyzing how certain things need to be said or what the character is thinking, just while doing, other silly things and playing games and dancing and hopping around. Just trying to remember the lines, say the lines, so they get into them in a kind of unconscious way. So they have them, and when the time comes, they can just, try different things with the dialogue and the text being comfortably settled in them.
That's all true. It's also, he says it's not unique, but it's unique for film, though. You don't normally do that
you
film.
don't get to do that much.
It's more
when you're making films.
Yeah.
It comes more from theater. But again, and it depends on what each person comes up with as a game, I guess.
Joe, I'm fascinated by the way actors get ready for a role and how quickly they can let go of a role. So I'm just curious, what is it like for you when you are playing a role? Can you just let it go as soon as filming wraps at the end of the day or at the end of the shoot? Or is there a residual that sticks with you for a little while?
I think I'm okay with letting it go. I guess it depends on the duration you've been doing it for. If it's in your body after months and months, then even if you don't know it's still there, then maybe little bits and pieces are still there. But no, it's not. It's never been like I'm, wailing in my room months later, unable to shake off something.
Yorgos, you told me when we last spoke that you decided to edit this film in a unique way by not watching an assembly cut, by going scene by scene. And I'm so curious, did you end up with a lot of deleted scenes? Or was, you know what I mean? Because this process was different for you than your previous films.
Yeah, well, it's certainly not unique. It's just different to what I've done before in the past. I saw my friends, Josh and Ben Safdie, doing it that way in one of their films. And I kind of went like, oh, maybe I should try that, because they feel good about these 3 scenes that I've edited, and they're showing them to me, and they're, excited about them. So why don't I just try to do the same, like try and make every scene the best that it can, at least at this point in the process, and then move on to the next ones, instead of just seeing this very large, slack, vastly, filtered chunk of film that makes you depressed and not want to go back to the editing room again. So yeah, I tried that and it kind of worked for me. But, in the end, you kind of have to go to the other process as well. You have to start, after you've done the scene by scene thing, it still changes when you see the whole thing, like the decisions that you've made for each particular scene, although they seemed maybe the best when you were just editing those scenes. Now, when you see the whole film, it just becomes a different thing. So you still have to go into it, seeing it as a whole again and again in order to fine-tune what you've done before. But I enjoyed it, and I think I'm gonna, keep working at it like that, at least for a while.
Do you end up with a lot of deleted scenes in your movies, or not really?
No, not really. Certainly not on this one. It was like 2, 3 scenes, 4 maybe, out of all the stories. I think we spent a lot of time on the scripts, like all of the scripts, all of the films that we've made. The scripts were being worked on for years, and usually with some breaks in between, because I was making other things or the writers were making other things. So it gives you the chance to revisit and, iron out, a lot of things that might not be necessary. And working over the years, I think you end up with a pretty solid, structured script. And then if things go well when you're filming, that kind of enhances that. So in the end, there's not a lot of things that we cut out. Sometimes, like, we come up with stuff that we filmed during the shoot that might not have not even been in the script, and then some others we need to cut out. And it varies according to the project.
I think this is going to end up being my last question for the two of you. Joe, I'm really looking forward to The Brutalist. And it's sort of been, when do you think people will see it? What can you tease about it? And Yorgos, I know you're getting ready to film your new movie soon with Jesse and I want to say Emma. When do you actually start filming? And can you tell me any of the other casts that's in it?
The Brutalist, I actually don't know when it's coming out. I want to see it. I saw a cut of it a while ago now, and it's really fantastic, and I'm really excited for people to see it. Brady's a brilliant director, and I'm excited for that. But I don't know when it will come out, but I'll keep you posted.
What was mine?
Yours.
You're getting ready to film, I think, a new movie soon.
Oh yeah.
And I'm curious, when do you start filming?
In a couple of weeks. This is, it's imminent.
Do you want to tell me any other casting besides Jesse and Emma?
Emma Stone, Jesse Plemons. There's nobody else you would know, and it's a very, very contained, short cast. So a lot of it is non-professional actors. The rest of it,
On that note,
not a huge.
Well, I only ask because you tend to work with a lot of the same people again, and so I was,
these are the two same people. There's not that many big parts in that film.
I really mean this when I say congratulations on this movie, and thank you for giving me your time.